Yo, this is Cambrolage Investing, and today I'm sipping my coffee here in the morning. It's Saturday, the 8th of August, 2026, and I just want to give you my 2 cents of the market. So it's been a heavy week. So the beginning of August was crazy. We are at all-time highs as the S&P, as you can see here with SPY. And I'm not a big trader. I'm just a long-term holder, and I give you my 2 cents because sometimes if you're so into the game, you lose traction of what's actually happening. I personally think that. So it's better if somebody gives you an opinion that is totally off course. And I'm generally bullish, which you should be. Otherwise, you shouldn't invest in stocks and you shouldn't do trading, most likely. So we have here this buy. It's all-time highs. There's Tom Lee and so on coming out that it will go to 8,000 and so on. And let's just keep it cool. So, these are my past analysis. See the limits. We are totally somewhere else now. So we at all-time highs and the scale is totally wrong. And let me just tell you what I think will happen within the next year. Like, let's say end of 2027. So most likely, as we have, most likely we will have an ongoing Iran war. Very likely. Most likely, at some point, we will reach a high here. Let's say October or some like at the end. And once the high is reached, of course, we will have ongoing discussions how high the rally can be. But we also know AI is increasing productivity by a lot. So I do see the scale is a bit off. I do think like end of 27, we will be way higher. We will maybe be at 9,000. Who knows? What happens in between? Who knows? Maybe this happens, and then I know that I'm not good of a trader enough to know to play these little steps. So I just would bet on 27. We will be at 9,000 as the S&P, at the S&P. Just because AI is too great of a technology. Let's do the same for QQQ. The QQQ didn't reach, so the Nasdaq 100 didn't reach a high enough, a super high right now. I do think companies like SpaceX will go nowhere. It's too high of a valuation. They will not go to 10 trillion market cap. Actually, let me put this here just for my own thoughts. Let's go to SpaceX. I personally think it's been a great rally yesterday. This looks a bit weird, huh? How to make this prettier? Yeah. I personally think we will make big moves here, but we will never get out of this. This is a trading stock. This is a high evaluation and it will continue to do so. I personally like, just don't do it. Just ignore the stock, my advice. I don't think it will do that. I really don't think so. It will maybe go here and then back. Possibly it does this, but it will not shoot to $1,000. I don't think so. This is a trading stock. It's most likely, if you're a good trader, you will make money here. Otherwise, you will be just a Elon Musk scam boy, my opinion. Okay. QQQ. Also very bullish here. These are my last supports. Of course, I didn't manage to perfectly buy there, as most people didn't. So this was the last time I looked at it. I personally think we also will take out the highs at some point. And most likely we will do something like this. So the only way I can play it, because I'm not good enough of a trader, is I will try to go long here and sell it here. And I will do nothing in between, because I will not be able to sell it where I want to sell it. And if this happens, look, until the end of 2030, let's say, that's a lot of percentage. That's like 50-60%. What else do you want? This is normal. Should be good enough for you. You will not get rich quickly unless you're a pro trader. Okay, let's go to gold, because gold is very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. Because I know it's not the most beautiful chart, but we hit a high here at $5,400 roughly in beginning of 26. So not that long ago, like 6, 7, 8 months ago, we had a high before the Iran war. Think about it, before the war. So, and during the course of the Iran war, it only sank. Who would have thought of that? But this was exuberance. But now like a lot of traders are talking about this breakout the last days, and it's been incredible so far. 6-7% on the month. That's very good. If you bought here, congratulations. But it's also very likely that there's like the gold market tells you something that the other people are ignoring so far. So what I like about gold is it always goes up kind of in the long term. It's not a losing game. It's not a losing game, which I really, really like. So, and I like it because I'm a bad trader. Actually, that's a good opinion. Like, if you're very confident, you will make money, but if you're not confident, it will rob your nerves. So, if this breakout is consistent or not, it's hard to tell. It could do this. It could go parabolic and never stop. It could make a pullback, which a lot of people hope for, I guess. And when it does this, or third scenario, it just goes down to that support level and even maybe this, or it will do this, who knows. But long term, as we can see, it does this beautiful curve. Beautiful big curve. So that's why even if it does this, which I don't hope for, because I just initiated yesterday a trade in gold, I bought this outbreak because I don't want to miss it. I think something is going, like there's some midterms, there's so much uncertainty now with wars and so on. So I think people are hedging and they possibly hedge with gold. Why not? So even if it does this, I will lose maybe, yeah, I will lose money, but I'm confident enough to hold it and not take the loss. So I don't have a stop loss here on purpose. And when it does this, because the next crisis emerges, because AI is a bubble, whatever. So let's take the worst case scenario. I went in here. And I wait 2 years. That's still 24%. That's still 24% in 2 years. Not fantastic, but I could live with it, and that's important. So, looking at here the WTI, the oil that most people look at, you can see the 1-year chart is absolutely crazy. You can actually, it's very interesting to see it in compared to gold, right? So gold peaked in the beginning of January 20. So gold peaked roughly here. That's very interesting. And then it fell down, and people kind of switched to, if you think about it, people directly went into oil, from gold to oil. Saying this, I don't think gold. I think this correlation might end. So a higher oil price doesn't mean necessarily lower gold prices. What I think this will like do a mean reversion. So I just think this will at some point oil will get uninteresting. There's always oil traders because we just need that kind of stuff. We need oil traders in this world. And possibly we also need traders. But what I like about is, and I will just do, actually a 5-year is way more interesting. So in the 5-year, honestly, it doesn't look so drastic. Who doesn't know about history wouldn't even know what this is. Of course, this was the Ukraine war, but we digested the Ukraine war very nicely. And actually, 22 was a very bad year for tech. All this to say, it's very likely we just end up going around like $90 a barrel or $100 a barrel. This is, I really think this is likely. They might be like it goes down and then people talk about, oh, we are, the war's over, or it goes up and we are so doomed. But it might just do something like this the next days, the next years or months. So I don't even get bothered. I still have a gasoline car and I will be able to afford it, I guess. And so will others. So very interesting days. My bet is on gold. I like this. And I will continue to stay in my stock portfolio. I will do nothing. That's what I learned these days. And I'm making this video to stick to it. This was my update for August 26. See you at the end of a year or see you next year. Ciao.